Reality, it's an ambiguous concept. It's an individual's perception of environment and situations with their five senses. What that means is how you perceive it is how it is. So when we come to terms with that, we realize we, in fact, create our reality.
We create our own reality. We decide who we are and what we're gonna be.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 1 of my new podcast. You're probably wondering, why are you sitting in a car and shooting this on a phone? Well, so I've had this idea of starting a podcast for, God, it's almost been probably 2 years now, maybe even longer. And I even went so far as to, I've even shot like several episodes. Initially, I was going to do a podcast in something, named something along the lines of like, in the truck or something, because I found that, I had this time where I live in the foothills and I work, my business is run out of Denver, and so I have to commute every day, and I was like, I should use this time to shoot my podcast. And I've gone back and forth with, I want to do like an actual set with then nice microphones and nice backdrop and everything, and I have a GoPro which I was going to use because, well, regardless, and it just never happened. So that's how I started the whole truck thing. And now that I think about it, I shot that on my phone as well, and I ended up having to that phone stopped working and I got rid of it, and I ended up losing a bunch of footage and content that I had on that phone. It may be somewhere, but I just can't access it. And regardless, I just haven't been able to, I've had this idea of wanting to do a podcast, but I haven't been able to figure out, what I want to do as far as, what I want it to be about, because my brand is so eclectic, I guess you could say. I do a lot of things, I think a lot of things, I say a lot of things, and I'm working on narrowing down what I want to put out to the world. And I've been doing a lot of, I've been releasing videos earlier this year and regarding success, because I am a student of success. I study people who are successful financially and in business, because business is something that really excites me and I love to learn about. And so I wanted to do something in relation to business and the things that I learn in success. So I started putting out short form videos, and I've told myself that it's going to be 2024, and as we all know, personal brand is so key to everyone should be putting out content and building their personal brand. And I've been slacking in that department, and just inconsistent, putting out content that's about different topics. And but I will say, over the years, because I've put out content quite a bit throughout my time on the interwebs, but for the longest time, I make music. I've been on hiatus now for a couple of years, which is the longest I've ever taken a break. And so for a long time, everything that I put out was about music and my music. And that kind of changed because, quite frankly, I wasn't able to monetize my music, and I had to make a living. I had to make money. So that's when I started my lawn care business. And when I did that, it just consumed me. I mean, I had an idea, but I had really no idea how much a business takes over your life. I mean, it becomes your life. And, my initial goal of building the lawn care business and being able to create enough money to where I can spend time making music, it just hasn't worked out as planned so far. So so my content for the longest time was about music, and then when I started my business, it kind of shifted into content about my business, and then just content about business in general. But I am, putting my foot down, and I am going to start focusing on my personal brand. And part of that is getting this podcast started. And when I got started on my personal development journey, which really kind of coincided with when I started my business, it goes hand in hand. When you start a business, you have to grow as a person in order to be able to grow a business. And so I started focusing my content more around personal development stuff. And so I listen to a lot of podcasts. I actually, for a while, stopped listening to music altogether. And it's kind of still that way, honestly. I only listen to podcasts. I'm constantly filling my mind with new information. I'm constantly trying to learn and learn. And so I hear all these podcasts, and the ones that I follow closely, and hearing what number episode they're on, over and over. These people have been doing this for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, long time. It just makes me feel so far behind, because, obviously we all have that thing where once we start something, we're I wish I started sooner. And I think that's just part of the human condition, that we always, wish we had done something sooner. And I just have decided I can't waste time anymore, So that brings us to today. Like I said, you're probably asking yourself why I'm shooting this in a car on a phone. Because I've decided that I just need to start. I need to get episode number 1 released. When I decided that I was gonna start really focusing on my personal brand, I went and started a new YouTube channel, because my previous YouTube channel is all about music. And so I wanted to start one fresh, so that it can all be geared towards, where I'm at now and the personal brand stuff. So this will be released on the new YouTube channel at The Real Mike Adler. And so the kind of topic of today's episode is taking action, because that's exactly what this is. Like I said, I've put this off for probably 2 years or more, because I wanted to get a studio set up for podcasting. I wanted to, figure out if I wanted to do something like a comedy podcast, or like I said, the brand, I'm just constantly evolving. But at this point in time, I want to, I guess I should say this too. I've decided I've always wanted to have an online business as well. And with the lawn care thing, I've found myself just not being fulfilled. I have a natural inclination to want to help people. I've been told I give good advice, and I want to, share my knowledge to help better people's lives. And with the lawn care business, it's not that, it's very just transactional. Like, you want this done, I do this, and that's it. And I want more for myself, and I want more for the people that I come in contact with. So I've decided that I want to coach people. I follow a lot of entrepreneurs and business people who also do coaching, and it's always been something that's interested me. So I wanted to start, or I have started an online coaching program. And so this podcast is kind of branching off of that. The company is called Leveled Up Coaching, and Leveled Up Academy is, I already have a vision for how I want the business to evolve from just starting out as coaching me one-on-one with clients to eventually I want it to be essentially like a school where I have trainers coaches in all different fields, where you can come here, you could come to the Leveled Up Academy to level up your life and learn anything, essentially, specifically things in different fields. And so that's the plan, and that's what I'm going to build. But it's starting with just just me and one-on-one coaching, specifically geared towards mindset and also fitness, because I've become very passionate about fitness. I don't want to say bodybuilding exactly, because I'm not like a competitive bodybuilder, but what I'm doing is building my body, essentially. So I started that, and I got really into it, and found the benefits of how taking care of getting in shape and building your body, how it directly correlates to the rest of your life, and even in business as well. So I'm very passionate about that, and so those are the main focuses of what I'm coaching on to start with. I do want to expand it into business as well, but I'm a believer in not teaching things that you aren't essentially a master in, or something that you have had experience in and success in. I just haven't reached a level in business where I feel comfortable doing that. But in building this coaching business, I want to, I know that it will evolve towards that. So yeah, the lesson that I want to discuss is, taking action, imperfect action, because I've waited over 2 years to start this podcast, and I'm just at a point where I'm like, fuck it, we're starting it right now. I don't care if I don't have a good camera, I don't care if I don't have perfect sound, and I'm a sound guy, so overlooking that is a big deal. But it's better to take imperfect action and start somewhere, just starting, because people, including myself, will wait and wait and wait until circumstances are perfect, and the truth is, perfect never comes. So you end up putting it off for some people their whole life. They never do something because they never had the perfect circumstances to begin. When I want to show you through what I'm doing right now that you're better off just starting. Like, I just need to get that episode number 1 so that I can start knocking them down and start putting out the content and sharing the knowledge that I want to share, because otherwise it just will never happen. And so, just like I said, putting my foot down and getting it done. Now, this is not by any means the final product. This is going to be something that is constantly evolving. The show will evolve, just like we as people evolve. I call my company Leveled Up Academy, Leveled Up Coaching, because it's about leveling up in life, constantly leveling up, always wanting to be and striving to be better. And that takes, it takes being where you currently are and just working with what you have and constantly learning and applying it to your life so that you can keep going up. So I'm excited, especially for those of you who start watching now in the early episodes. I'm excited for you to see how things evolve. I look forward to the day where I got a badass studio and crazy cool guests and people in the comments like, I remember when you shot episodes in the car. And it's like, yeah, come a long way. I already see it, but back to what I was saying, the taking action is so imperative, because you can listen to every podcast, read every book, but like if you don't do anything about it, if you don't take those first actions towards what you're trying to do, all of that means nothing. It's in the application over learning. Obviously learning is absolutely necessary, but like Alex Hormozy says, like, part of learning is the application. Really, if you don't change your behavior after learning new information, you haven't actually learned. He calls it mental masturbation. You're just stroking your mind thinking that you're learning things, but if you don't do anything, you're not learning. And on top of that, it's through action, it's through taking the action that we actually learn the most, because you can be told something over and over again, but until you experience it by implementing what you've learned and taking action, you learn much more hands-on than you do from a book. Point blank. That's just the truth. So I would rather you get an idea of what you want to do and just start, than put together a 10-page plan and spend all that time that you could have been doing the thing just thinking about and planning the thing. So I think that's pretty much all I want to cover. I don't know how long this is right now. As I said, the show will evolve, so I'll find a sweet spot of how long I want these to be. A lot of times I'll set out to make a video and I'll be like, all right, it's just gonna be 3 minutes, but then by the time I'm done with it, it's like 20 minutes long. So I'll find out what works the best with the audience, you guys, and what length you like, and as I start to get feedback, I will take that into account and adjust things so that it's the most entertaining and also provides the most value for you, because that's what this is all about. Like I said, I'm on this stage in my life. I want to help other people. I want to get my fulfillment by helping other people achieve their best life, at least get on the path and just realize that their potential. So I'm hoping that this podcast will provide a lot of value for people, and that's the plan. So I will I don't know how many of these I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna do one a week, several a week. I think it's just gonna be something that I figure out as I go, and also the whole editing and stuff. I like podcasts that aren't super edited, so it's probably these are probably going to be just straight through things. But I do, I need to figure out the intro music and any other things that I want to add in. So it's going to be a learning curve for sure, but I'm so excited to have finally completed shooting episode number 1. So if you tuned in, I so much appreciate you. I can't wait for you to see where things go. I can't wait to see where things go. So thank you for your time and for hanging out with me. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, and then I'll also probably get these up on Spotify and everything. I personally listen to this podcast on Spotify, but I have only released music before, so I don't know how the whole releasing podcasts works exactly. And if you want, comment where you where you listen and watch podcasts, so that I can make sure that we get it on those platforms. And then as I mentioned, I do offer coaching online now. So if that is something that interests you, please comment or message me. I'm still getting all the pages and website and stuff set up, so I don't have an official email for the business yet, but it's all brand new. But if coaching is something that interests you, I'd love to help you get on the path to living your best life, and get your mind right so that you can also live a happy and fulfilling life and reach those goals that you want to achieve. So thank you again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good day, everybody.
Reality, we decide.